Donald Trump's legal team submitted their brief to the United States Supreme Court this week after, of course, last week, Jack Smith asked the Supreme Court, hey, go ahead and, hear this case about immunity. Does Trump have it? Does he not? Can I prosecute him? Can I not? Oh, and by the way, do it expeditiously. We want this done quickly. And the Supreme Court last week said, hell yeah, we'll do that. Well, they gave Donald Trump's lawyers about a week and a half to respond. Trump's lawyers responded this week. And in their response, Trump's lawyers said, hey, whoa, guys, let's slow it down a little bit. They said, there's no need to go at this at breakneck speed. Let's take our time, make sure we get all this right? Yeah, nobody's in a hurry here. We got all year. Day and a half after Trump's lawyers filed that, late Thursday afternoon, Jack Smith submits his own filing, telling the Supreme Court, you know what? Screw that guy. Don't listen to him. He is obviously just trying to delay the inevitable. Let's make it happen. In fact, here is what Smith's filing actually said. I'm just kind of giving you the 10,000 foot picture of it, but here's what it said. The public interest in a prompt resolution of this case favors an immediate definitive decision by this court. The charges here are of the utmost gravity. This case involves, for the first time in our nation's history, criminal charges against a former president based on his actions while in office. And not just any actions, alleged acts to perpetuate himself in power by frustrating the constitutionally prescribed process for certifying the lawful winner of an election. The nation has a compelling interest in a decision on respondents' claim of immunity from these charges, and if they are to be tried, a resolution by conviction or acquittal without undue delay. So Smith is coming in making legal arguments. Like, hey, listen, here's the charges against this guy. He abused his power to try to stay in office and undo a constitutionally mandated federal election. The country is obviously, it's in their best interest to get a resolution to this case before the election. But Trump's lawyers in their filing, which of course came before Smith's, said, hey, they're just doing it because Trump's winning the election. Like, he's Biden's number one opponent and he's doing so well in the polls. It honestly, Trump's lawyer's statement, which I talked about over at Ring of Fire, read as if Donald Trump himself wrote it. Like, that's how poorly written it was. That's how, stupid it was. There were no legal arguments. So if we were going strictly on the merits of this case, Jack Smith wins. Like, his motion is the only one that actually had legal arguments. Trump was a bunch of stupid talk. So Smith should be the prevailing voice with the Supreme Court giving an expeditious ruling on this. But even if the Supreme Court chooses to drag their feet, don't worry about it, folks, because Jack Smith has an ace in the hole. Jack Smith, when he filed his first petition with the Supreme Court to hear the case, also decided to cover all of his bases and go ahead and ask the appellate court below the Supreme Court to, y'all go ahead and hear it too. And those arguments are set for the beginning of January. So even if the Supreme Court drags its feet, or even if the Supreme Court says, no, this is remanded back to the appellate court, you got to go through the process, Jack Smith can be like, cool, I already did that. So he got Trump where he wants him. We have to wait and see what the Supreme Court says. But if we're basing this only on legal arguments, which we're really not because we have the most corrupt Supreme Court ever, but if it was about legal arguments and not about politics, Trump would be going down in flames right about now.